I would like to talk about everything that's happening right now in real estate landscape with NAR, with lawsuits, with all the noise. How you, as part of leadership, deal with it, how you talk to your agents so they are not involved in that noise and they focus on themselves.
Well, Lucy, I love that you say noise because we find ourselves saying, stop listening to the noise. The more you dwell on things, the worse it gets, and you just engulf yourself into a nightmare, right? However, it is reality that lawsuits have been out there, right? So one thing our organization has done very well, I will say our broker for the state of Florida was very proactive. As far as the middle of last year, we were having classes on what is happening with these lawsuits. What could this mean if, depending which direction these lawsuits end up? When could this be happening? What do we expect? What are we going to have to learn? We worked with our local associations to find out what their perspective was, what changes they were expecting to make, and really prepared our agents. So by the time it came around, it wasn't a big deal anymore. So I think number one is making sure that you're educated on the onset when things like this come out, that you're aligned with an organization that is going to protect you. We were also very proactive in that we had contracts already ready, and how that could change to show that this is going to be the seller's commission. This is going to be the buyer's commission. There's going to be a disclaimer in there that is going to protect the agent a bit more. We educated them on that. We also, I think most importantly with agents today, with everything going on, I think I mentioned it in one of our sales meeting in one of these training sessions that was last year. I said, so many agents will spend hours and so much time preparing a listing presentation to get the listing. How much time do you spend with your buyers before you ever walk out the door with them?
Yeah, here you are again about buyers.
It should be just as important. And here's the other thing, especially here in South Florida, we have a lot of international buyers. If you go to Australia, the listing agent is the buyer's agent. People don't understand that if they come to another country and this is their first buying experience. How am I compensated, right? Do you just go around and jump around to every single person that has a listing? No, because we all share our listings in a service. You have to really explain to them how you get paid and what your value is. If you're not selling your value and having them to commit to that value, buyer's representation, buyer broker representation agreements, yeah, those may become more popular again with this shift. And we have educated our agents and principals on that. But the bottom line is if you sell your value and they are committed to you in knowing that you have their back and you're going to bat for them and you're not paid until you get them that ultimate home, then you're doing a disservice to yourself. So I think it's really getting back to selling your value, making sure, think outside the box. How can we represent ourselves differently? Look, our local association did a national campaign about realtor, what it means to be a realtor. And that was part of that, knowing that these cases were coming out. Do we know what's going to happen with some of these cases? No. Maybe the worst thing, that happens is unfortunately some of the smaller mid-sized brokerages, depending how, if the suits don't, go their way, they may not afford to be able to be in business. But guess what? Realtors are always going to be here. Everybody needs someone to walk them through the process. Everybody needs a realtor to work with them to get the best value for their property, for the buyers to negotiate on their behalf. People need realtors. So I think just remembering what your value is and making sure that we as a real estate community are maintaining our professionalism and showing our value and showing our representation and what we really have to offer our clients is most important.